breaking news, and of course it's happening right now as I'm just about to upload this video. The Eagles finally get themselves a linebacking coach. After I go off on this video talking about how they lose Mike Caldwell, the Eagles, it looks like, have finally got themselves a linebacker coach. Tim McManus wrote this. The Eagles are adding former Titans inside linebacker coach Bobby King to their staff per sources. He's expected to have a similar role in Philly. And then John McMullen wrote this. Looks like Bobby King will be the new linebacker coach. He had been informed he was out by the Titans coach Brian Callahan. Denard Wilson is the new defensive coordinator in Nashville. So the Eagles are getting themselves an experienced linebacker coach. Before he was with Tennessee, he spent 5 years with the Texans. He was a linebacker coach, inside linebacker coach. Also, I think he worked with the defensive line. The one good thing that you could say about the Tennessee Titans, their defense and their linebackers, they're always physical. So this is, once again, to me, is another win where you're getting another coach with linebacking and coaching experience. Vic Fangio knows what he's doing. Now, let's start this video. Howie Roseman is about to go hard this offseason. Dallas still stinks. Dingbat here. I hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. Well, it is absolutely starting. We are starting to hear the names, the possible moves, all the different things that are going on. And you know Howie Roseman is sitting back with his Napoleon hat, his glasses, calculating the calculations of the cornbread. And he's got big plans in store for the Eagles. No doubt about it. But I will say this. I want accountability from Howie Roseman. I want accountability from the front office. And what I mean by that is I want them to say, listen, we didn't do everything right. We didn't get everything right. We're all human. You're not going to get everything right. All right? Even I don't get everything right. As great as I look like Denzel Washington. Everybody's always asking me for my autograph and stuff because I look like him. As great as everything is, making baby, as great as everything is, I still get it wrong sometimes. I get wrong a lot. I get it wrong all the time, according to my wife, and she's probably right. But in all seriousness, I don't have an issue with Howie like some people where they think it's time for him to get fired, he's got to go. I don't feel that way. What I feel is that he has to be willing to adjust and change course somewhat. And that's the one thing I will give Howie Roseman credit for. He does change courses when he needs to. And I think he's got to change course on the way that the team looks at the linebacking position. And I hope that they're going to prioritize it during free agency. I really do. We have to get better at linebacker, okay? And when I say that, I'm not saying I give up on the Kobe Dean or anything like that. People jump to conclusions. I'm just simply saying that the Eagles have to look at the linebacking position as a position that's very important for your team to go on a Super Bowl run. I truly believe it. And we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So we're still looking for a linebacking coach, and hopefully we'll have one soon. Now, one thing that I'm kind of happy about, I got to tell you, is it looks like that Saquan Barkley is finally going to be out of the division. I hope, okay? Breaking, the Pound Giants are not planning on tagging superstar running back Saquan Barkley. And he will hit the open market as a free agent in March per ESPN. Many teams are expected to pursue the two-time Pro Bowl back, including an NFC East team and the Pound Chargers. Now, I know the Chargers are going to be linked to like a ton of running backs because they're already been linked to DeAndre Swift and some others because they need a running back. And I'm going to tell you this. I was a huge Saquon Barkley fan coming out of college with Penn State. I think he's a great running back. I think that, unfortunately for him, he played with the Giants. It really stifled his career, plus the injuries he's had. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Yes, Saquon Barkley as a Philadelphia Eagle would be fascinating. It would be absolutely fascinating. I think Saquon Barkley behind that offensive line would be unbelievable. It would take the Eagles' offense to another level. It would be unstoppable. Jeez, I think I just talked myself into it. Yeah, you get a chance to go out and get Saquon Barkley. The hell with it, do it. Do it, why not? Saquon Barkley, if he stays healthy, and he goes out there with that offense, and they actually use him, and that's really the problem, is Kellen Moore don't use him. But if the Eagles would choose to use him, not just in the running game, in the passing game, Saquon Barkley with the rest of that offense and that offensive line, that offense would be absolutely sick. It would be sick. Now, do I think the Eagles are going to go out and get Saquon Barkley? No, I do not. I don't even think they're going to re-sign DeAndre Swift, although I wish they would. Here's what I will say. At some point, the running back position is going to become so devalued that teams are going to actually start saying it's a bargain to go out and get this running back. It's a bargain to get that guy. And Howie Roseman's probably going to be the first guy to do it. When Howie Roseman, and let's say it was Saquon Barkley as an example, if the market looked like the running backs weren't going to get a lot of money, and it got to a certain point with Howie Roseman where he felt the position was really devalued, he will pull the trigger. He will pull the trigger. And that's what's going to happen. At some point, the running back position is going to get so devalued, it's going to become a bargain to go out and get a running back. Now, will the Eagles get Saquon Barkley? No, I don't think so. Would I consider it? Absolutely, I would. Although, listen, I know you don't pay running backs a lot of money, and that's what we're kind of talking about. It would have to be devalued enough that it would be a bargain. I don't think the Eagles would. However, I do think the Dallas Cowboys will make a run for him. I can see Saquon Barkley becoming a Dallas Cowboy. That, unfortunately, I can see. Now, me personally, I would just like to see him go to the AFC, go to a team where we're not going to have to deal with him anymore, because let me tell you, the Giants stink. But Saquon Barkley always had decent games for the most part against us. He's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. And I think that Saquon Barkley on the right team will be top 3 running back in this league once again. And I think the Cowboys are most likely going to go after him in the NFC. When they talk about an NFC East team going after him here, I think they're specifically talking about the Dallas Cowboys. But would I go out and get him if I could? Absolutely. What the hell? Hell yeah, I would do it in a second. Because of this reason. One, you're trying to win now. We're not in rebuild mode. And because you would literally have no holes on offense. Like, literally, you have weapons everywhere. It would be unbelievable. But you would have to have a coach, of course, that uses them. Now, I would like to see, and I do think it's a little more realistic to get DeAndre Swift back. I think that would be more of a reasonable option. Get him back, and then go out and draft a running back that you could use specifically between, short yardage situations, maybe goal line situations. Somebody that would be complementary to DeAndre Swift. Will they do that? Probably not, because Swift had 1,000 yards. Like I said, it all comes down to, with the running back, how devalued of a position is it where it actually starts to become a bargain. Howie Roseman's very good, and the one thing he does really well is he knows when something is a value. And if he decides a running back is a value, then I would say any running back that's a free agent is in play if the Eagles think that it would fit. But it depends how devalued the position is. And that we'll see going forward. So it's going to be interesting. Now, there is one thing I saw, and I saw a lot of people talking about this. I guess Bleacher Report did a mock trade, right? I love going through these because I think they're interesting. I think they're entertaining. And I think sometimes they provoke good conversation and thought. But here's a mock trade that Bleacher Report did. And I'm going to tell you what the trade is, and I give my opinion on it. And then, we go from there. But here's the mock trade. The Eagles would get and receive Patrick Surtain. And in exchange, the Broncos would get Josh Sweat, a 2024 first rounder, and a 2024 fifth rounder. That would be the pick. So the Eagles get Surtain, and the Broncos get Sweat, a first rounder, and a fifth rounder. Now, I don't know what a lot of people are saying. I'm assuming a lot of people would say, pull the trigger on this, do this. I got to tell you, I would not do this trade. As much as I like Patrick Surtain, I think he's one of the best corners in the league. You can't give Josh Sweat away and a first rounder. The Eagles have no pass rush already. We're already in a situation where our pass rush was not where it needs to be. And the bread and butter of our defense is our pass rush. To me, you can't give Josh Sweat away in this trade. Now, if it was a first rounder, a fifth rounder, yeah, I would do it. A first and a third, yeah, I would do it. And I like Patrick Surtain. I would love to have him. I don't know why he's getting shopped around so much. I don't see a way that Patrick Surtain is even traded. But it looks like we're going to hear this a lot this offseason. My thing is this. I can't give away Josh Sweat and a first rounder. I just can't give away a pass rusher. I'm already thin at the defensive line. I would have to trade Surtain, then give a first rounder away. So I have no first rounder now. No, I would much rather do this. I would much rather go out, spend big money, get another pass rusher in here to help up my linebacker situation, and then I'd like to take my first round pick and try to get a cornerback. Go defensive back, go cornerback in the first round. You also can't forget, we do have some young guys like Ringo and Ricks that I think have some talent and upside. We got Isaiah Rodgers coming back. To me, that's a little too rich for my blood. For a team that's trying to win now, that's bread and butter is their defensive line and their pass rush, I don't think you can afford to make your pass rush even weaker and thinner. So I would have to say, no, I will not do this trade. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Going to be an interesting all season. But I can tell you this. Howie Roseman is getting ready to do damage. He is going to go out. He's going to be aggressive. You see it by the coaches that they've already gotten. And I think the Eagles will be in on a lot. I expect one big giant free agency signing. I expect one big trade. And I expect 1 to 2 middle of the road signings and a lot of restructuring and extensions and things like that to create cap space. I can't wait. I wish it would get here soon enough. Just a reminder, I will be streaming the Super Bowl this weekend. So if you want, come hang out with me. I'm looking at doing a few different things a little differently just because it's a Super Bowl and what the hell. But we'll talk about that later. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. All right, everybody. So this is Cupcake. She's dying to know what I'm doing over here. So she came over. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. She's a sweetheart. She's actually got a new home all set up. She's going to her forever home on Saturday. You ready? You ready to go? I'm going to miss her. I'm very attached to this cat. I don't want to let her go. There's always that one cat where you just get real attached to that you don't want to let go. There's two. Her and Bam Bam. You ready? Denzel Washington out.